welcome to the Questionnaires podcast, where each week we source the best questions from Yahoo Answers and attempt to provide the best advice from.
Why will my dog eat literal shit but not a goddamn tomato?
2.
What is the ideal number of chuggers before you say choo-choo?
We're here to prove that every question deserves an answer. Joining with me this week, as always, is Marcus.
Hello, Tom.
And Damien.
Chugga chugga.
I'm Tom. Now,
right.
chugga chuggers.
All right.
What's the correct?
Can we all start? I'm going to count down from 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we all start chugga chugging, and you just choo choo when you want to.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Ready?
how I live my life.
Yeah,
I choo choo
right.
when I want to.
When I want to.
All right. You guys ready?
Yeah.
3. Should we close our eyes so we're not like
Yeah,
feeding
yeah,
off
yeah,
each
yeah.
other?
Okay.
All right,
Keep 'em
close
closed.
eyes. This is
3.
sexual, guys.
No, it's not.
Isn't it? Isn't it though?
3.
Chugga chugga, not tugga tugga.
Tugga tugga you. Tugga tugga. 3, 2, 1. Chugga 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 chugga.
Me and David, I think we're on point there. Yeah, right.
All right, so the ideal number
Marcus
is.
is like, I choo chooed as well.
But
you just kept chugging.
So what's the ideal number?
Interesting.
We can give an answer to this question right
Well,
now.
chugga 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 chugga
8.
chugga chugga. It's 8.
It's 8.
All right, so
4
8 is the number.
Yeah.
4 chuggers before you choo choo. 8 chuggers
8
before you choo
chuggers
choo.
before you choo-choo.
right.
I went too long.
Wow, guys, aren't you glad you tuned in? Answering the real questions
Tuned
here.
in.
How are we going
Yeah,
anyway?
good, man. Good. How,
How
are you doing?
going, Tom?
I'm going very well. We actually didn't know if we'd be able to record this because the baby is imminent.
I was going to say it's coming. It's not. It's imminent, like you
Yeah,
said.
it's any day now.
Yeah.
And we weren't sure if we'd be able to get this recorded, and then we weren't even sure when we'd be able to record another episode. So this could potentially be the last one.
for a couple of weeks, maybe.
Well, maybe we might have a couple of weeks of radio silence just so everyone's aware out
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
But at least you're able to know that now listening.
Yeah.
So we're appreciative that we can be here.
I mean, you could be a dad by the time this episode comes out.
Hey.
It's true, yeah.
You might get a phone call mid-episode,
Well,
and
it's
then that's it. This
I-
episode won't be
I
heard.
dropped my wife over to the shops on the way here, and I don't know. I could get interrupted, and she could be
That's
like,
true.
"Clean up on aisle 5. This baby's
Oh,
coming."
no.
But anyway,
If she was to have her baby at the shopping centre,
Yeah.
would you do like the Beckham thing where they named their kid where it was conceived? So my child is called
That was-
High Point.
No. That's conceived.
True.
It's more of like the Native American one where they go out of the tent. The first thing they say, they name the child.
Is that what they do?
That's what it is.
Oh,
so
really?
it could be like, Priceline.
what would be the worst store to name your child after?
Bubble Cup.
I was like, Foot Locker's pretty bad as
Yeah,
well.
Full Look would be pretty bad.
Yeah, that's true. That's
The
true.
reject shop.
Warehouse.
The baby reject shop.
Yeah.
It's funny though, because on the way here I was driving, and because we drove past Damien's house to get to the shops, I was like driving with my wife, and I said, we might see Marcus on the way because he usually comes from the other direction. I
Yeah.
go, you know the thing about Marcus? He is always on time, or if not, a couple of minutes early. Literally after I said that, I get a message that comes through and says, "Hey dudes, I'm going to be running a little bit late today."
Oh,
And I'm like,
see?
he made me look like a dickhead in front of my wife.
It's true, but then hey, I knew I was going to be late, and
You notified everyone.
I notified.
That's
It's
as good
okay.
as
You're,
coming on
you're
time.
late just like the pregnancy, so
That's
it's okay.
it. That's it.
Yeah,
You're in sync
all
with that.
suits, It all suits the theme for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of themes,
Yeah.
we're going to answer some questions from Yahoo Answers. We pick a question each. We try to provide some advice to these
Yep.
people. The theme aspect is we use a theme to name our question askers, which is Damien's theme for this week.
And speaking about being on theme,
Yeah.
I figured seeing as you're on the precipice of fatherhood, why not name our question askers after notable babies?
Notable
Middle
babies.
babies, not
Could be-
fathers.
No.
Okay,
We've done
babies.
fathers before.
Yeah,
we?
no,
So,
no,
yeah,
I think we
yeah.
have. We've done it
Yeah.
for Father's Day.
Notable
Yeah.
babies.
Notable
Okay.
babies.
There's no baby's day, so this is our baby's day.
Yeah.
This is baby's day out right now.
Baby's day is just their birthday, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay, that sounds good.
So it
I'm
can be
liking
from
it.
fiction, non-fiction. I don't really care. If they're notable in some regard, go for it.
If
Yeah.
they're a baby of some regard. All right,
Okay,
I'm gonna
cool.
I'm gonna go far. I'm gonna go fast. and first,
I'm gonna go far.
I'm gonna go far, guys. All right, here we go. This is gonna come from Maggie Simpson.
Yep.
Love it.
Very
One of
good.
the most notable babies out there.
Never said a word.
Well,
maybe one word.
Dada.
Dada or
Yeah,
daddy.
that's I think daddy. She has a daddy complex. Anyway, right in. I'm afraid to tell my current job I quit. My new job pays way more. She goes on. So I'm a 22-year-old guy. Oh, there we go.
Maggie.
Oh, well, Maggie. I'm a 22-year-old guy, and I've been working.
The baby thing would never have worked. Doesn't matter who you picked, it never
It's
would have
fine.
worked.
They're Maggie now.
Realistically, she's probably about 33 years old as far as how old the
That's
Simpsons
true.
is.
She's older than me.
Yeah.
22-year-old guy, and I've been working at an after-school program for the past 2 years now. Anyway, I've been looking for a new job lately because I want better pay. And guess what? I got the job.
Damn.
I was really happy to find out that I got it, and I start next Monday. But there's a problem. I'm so afraid to tell my supervisor at the school that I have a new job and that this Friday will be my last day. Anyways, how do I get the courage up to tell them that I have a new job? I'm scared, to be honest. Maggie.
Fair enough.
Maggie.
I've told the story that happened to me that time I quit my job.
Yeah,
Because some listeners mightn't have heard it.
Yep.
I had that fear, and then unfortunately the fear was justified when I spoke to my boss
Because you thought they weren't going to take it well.
Yes,
Yeah.
and he told me a new asshole.
He couldn't have taken
Verbal asshole.
He couldn't have taken it any worse.
Yeah.
From memory.
You would have thought we were dating with how emotional he got about it.
Explain how much he yelled at you. Like, he yelled,
He essentially told me that I was making a huge mistake, that
Yep.
the industry I was getting into was a dying industry. He never wanted to speak to me again, yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
Told me to go F myself.
Wow.
All this good stuff, right?
Yeah, all the best stuff you want to hear from a boss.
But the best part was last year, he contacted me saying, "Hey, what's up? Are you interested in doing some work for us?" No acknowledgement, no apology. Just like, "Hey, I've got some work for you." And
As
I said,
in work relating to your current work field, or work
No. Back to the old job.
We're
that-
like low on. We need you.
Yes,
We really
and
need you.
I wanted to reply saying "get fucked forever,"
Yeah.
but I obviously didn't do that. I just said
Ignored?
I don't even think I responded. I think I just
That's-
left it.
I would have
best
given
way.
him a GFF. Just the letters up. He's a GFF, and he'd be like, "What does that mean?" What
does that
forever
mean?
in his mind, he's like,
Yeah.
"What does GFF mean?"
yeah,
Actually,
exactly.
I know,
Good,
just-
good friends forever?
Close, but no.
After that, I was like, "There's no way." I even
Yeah.
offered at that time to like be essentially
Part-time sort of
no,
thing.
no, well, not part time. I said I'm happy to. We're like mid project. I said I'm happy to finish off the project and then I'll peace out essentially.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Don't even think about it. Like I don't even want you. I don't even want to see you." And I was like, "Okay."
So after going through all of that, now this is good advice for Maggie.
Yeah, it is
after
great
going
advice.
through all of that, how do you feel about that? Are you happy you quit?
Look,
Well, like, what's he going to do? Stay? Like,
know.
No. But
I mean, it's not-
do you feel justified now?
I think, of course it did, because I think the way he spoke to me just showed.
Yeah.
It's like, why would I want to work for somebody who's, going nuts at me? Like,
Exactly.
you're crazy.
Who can just trigger like that?
that trigger like that
completely.
has a hair was a hair trigger.
Hair trigger.
Yeah.
But I think as well, it depends on the temperament of your boss.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, I don't think you should not quit a job just because you're intimidated of what the repercussions might be.
I agree 100%. Whether they take it well, whether they don't take it well, either way, you got to get out of there. If they don't take it well like your previous boss did,
Yeah.
then it's like you needed to get out of there and it's better for you to get out of there. If they take it well, then, oh well, what can you do? It's
Did
good.
you get a reference from him?
That would have been amazing
Yeah,
if he
it
just
was
go,
like well written, typed up, and then just said, "Here's a fuck bag."
I legitimately had him as a reference, but after that call, I like opened my resume and just deleted it.
Delete.
Maybe not.
Probably not a good idea.
I will never get any job if he was my reference.
He was like he wrote like he's a great worker, loved him to death. By the way, when he quits, he'll be an absolute fuck bag.
He gave everybody super aids.
Yeah.
He's a team player in that sense.
I would have loved to have heard the phone call. Like if one of my potential employers rang him to get a reference, what his character reference would have been for me after I quit.
Yeah, like
He probably would have just been like, "Oh, he stole from us and
But, yeah, but
he had sex with my wife and all these really bad
the
things."
He took a
thing
shit
is-
on my desk as he left.
if you're calling for references and people say stuff like that, I'd almost be like, I think he's making it up because he wants to keep Damien.
Yeah.
I want Damien more.
It's true.
Yeah, you
it's
know
like,
what I mean?
surely this person
Would you?
can't be that.
Well-
I get it though, because let's say he just.
Why would I put him as a reference if I knew he was going to say such terrible things about
Yeah.
me?
Maybe you don't have any other references.
No,
But
but
what you would put a fake
you put
reference.
a fake one, like a relative or something.
Yeah.
if you think someone is good enough to put as a reference,
Yeah.
and then they start talking shit about you, like I think that to me says that this person really wants to keep you.
I get that, and I also think, let's say, like, he happened to ring, and then he was just saying shit like, "Oh, I do this bad.
Yeah.
I murder people. I do all this bad stuff."
Yeah.
Right? You would think as the potential employer. Like, surely there is no one this evil unless you hired the actual devil.
Yeah, right.
Like, you can't have a rap sheet like this, and he was working for you guys the whole time.
I mean, it's Damien with an A, not with an E. So
I
it's
mean,
not evil.
I'd if I was your boss, your previous boss in this case, and I got a call reference and I was really annoyed with you, I wouldn't be like he killed someone or anything. I would literally say, he's a pretty good worker. He just rocks up to work pretty late. He's like, you'd say
You'd make
little
it believe.
subtle things.
Yeah.
You're right.
That will be like,
I'm like,
he
sure,
won't get the
if
job.
you want him, like,
He's a good worker if you can get him to work.
Yeah, right.
You know? When he's there.
So you're like, it's kind of like you're on my side. You're
Yeah.
making it like, but you're also just throwing
gotta-
little.
You're saying, hey, if you're from employer to employer,
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
okay,
You
I'm
gotta
just
tone
telling
it down.
you.
You can't go hard as a.
you can't say he's
Yeah.
a murderer or anything like that.
When he's not hitting on all the stuff,
Yeah.
you can really focus.
Yeah, exactly. Look, he'll come in with like bloodshot eyes, but you can sort of look past that because his work's so good.
Yeah.
So this person then wants to quit their job,
Yeah.
and they don't want to tell.
Well,
They're not looking forward
this
to
is
tell.
the thing.
You have to tell
They
them
have to
eventually.
And he's like, my last shift is this Friday.
Which
so you
is-
assume it's within a week, and it's like, you gotta give a bit more
And
notice.
It's 2 weeks notice, isn't it?
Well, it depends. I guess like casual work.
Maybe he's
probably
casual
not.
work. He's like,
True.
hey, see you next week. And he's like, yeah, maybe not.
Nah.
You actually won't.
Do you guys remember quitting Macca's?
Yeah, that was difficult for me.
Did Ronnie McDonald have the stranglehold on you? Didn't want you guys to leave?
No, it was actually Grimace.
was
Grimace is
Grimace.
the,
Right.
He's the muscle.
He's the muscle, all right? He's
Grimace, hold your arms and hamburger will work your
yeah,
stomach.
yeah. He's a little weasel.
Yeah.
Like,
How
the
did
hamburger.
quitting go for you at
So
McDonald's?
essentially, what happened was I was told from the rostering manager.
Yeah.
She goes, "You're getting too expensive. I can't put you on more than 3 shifts a
You're
week."
getting older.
Yeah, getting too old.
I would have been like, well, you know what? Like, Beyonce is expensive. Yet
Yeah.
she got
I
a role
am-
in Lion King.
I am
brings the goods.
I am the best. So
Sometimes people are worth it.
I am worth it, Tom.
But I mean, what Chris Hemsworth costs?
I flip burgers
Yeah.
like no tomorrow.
I'm the Thor of this kitchen,
Yeah.
right?
But the reality is that,
I'm Thor in Endgame Thor.
And you're not
That's gonna
paying
be
me
fat.
Thor money.
but like any fast food company, 14-year-old and 9-month teenagers
Yeah.
are their lifeblood.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's where
Every day someone turns 14 and 9
That's
months.
right.
They don't care about quality.
They don't
As-
want you, this 18-year-old burger flipper.
Nah,
They're
nah.
not
So
interested.
I got I got a Christmas casual job at some place, and I said I can't work here for a month because I'm doing this. And
Yeah.
they said that's fine. Take the month off. So then I got a full-time job from that Christmas casual position.
Yep.
It turned into a full-time position or a part-time position, whatever it was. Just had to hand in my letter.
Yeah.
I walked in, and then the rostering manager that told me that goes, "Hey, what are you doing? I've got some shifts for you. I'm ready to go."
yeah.
no.
And I gave her a letter saying, "I'm actually resigning now." I'm like, "That's it." She was like, "Good for you. Like, you
Oh,
needed
yeah.
more work, and
Yeah.
I couldn't give it to you. Fair enough."
So she understood.
She understood.
amicable.
It's amicable. I mean, if they're a nice person or a decent person,
Yeah.
at the very least,
As they should be.
they'll understand. It's like, well, we can't. You're going for better positions.
Totally.
Like,
Yeah.
this is not going to be your end game job.
And they
Yeah.
live for 3 months without you, so if
Yeah.
anything, they'll live
Exactly.
even
Yeah.
longer.
What about you, Tom?
I don't remember quitting, but I literally don't remember a thing about how that all
Maybe
went.
Tom's still on the payroll because you never
Actually,
officially
I
quit.
haven't showed up on my shifts for 10 years.
I've had actual nightmares when I think about like it's like, oh, I got to go back to my Macca's job just for that one shift a month or something like
that's
that.
a dream, man. I'd love to go back and work at McDonald's.
It's like that weird thing. It's like, oh, I got to go back. I got to do that my one shift for like once a month. I got to
Wow.
do a shift. And
Do
I
you
had
think
this-
it would be like riding a bike if you went back into the Macca's kitchen? You'd
Yeah.
know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon it'd be the
Yeah?
same.
Yeah.
You never forget.
I mean, give me about an hour, and then I'll be like, all right, let's do
Good
this.
to go.
Bam.
But I do remember turning down. They asked me if I wanted to be a manager,
Yeah.
and I said, "Pass, thank you."
Yeah, they asked me that.
all right.
They were like, "You want to be a manager?" I'm
How
like,
old were you guys at the time when you got
I would have
out?
been like 18,
Okay.
yeah. After you
Yeah.
like finish high school, they're like, "You're manager, you're manager worthy."
You're manager
And I remember when
potential.
after I said that, there was like the store manager person was just like, "When are you going to change your mind on making the biggest mistake of your life, Tom?"
Really?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think it's the biggest mistake of my life. I'm sure I could make other mistakes that are bigger mistakes than this.
This is probably not a mistake, but the best thing I
Yeah,
did in
true.
my
It
life.
could have been the biggest mistake.
But he
taking
might
it.
have been like your white whale.
That's
like
true.
he's like Tom will make a great manager,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he felt like he was
It's
he
like
was losing
the
you.
movie Waiting. I think
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it, where he like the Jace, what's his name? The I'm a Mac, I'm a PC guy.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Justin Long.
Justin
Justin Long.
He goes in and he's like, he was going to take the store assistant manager position,
Role, yeah.
and he turns it down and he says, "I quit." And then the boss is just like, "You can't quit. You're fired." It's like, no, I quit.
Yeah,
you know,
I
he
quit.
goes, "I write the books here. You walked in here and you're fired. You're fired."
on my terms.
yeah, on his terms, and that's taking it poorly.
Yeah.
You touched on something interesting. Is that like the whole thing of he said you were making a big mistake, right? And even with my situation when my boss lost it at me, you kind of have to take it as a compliment because I think for somebody to react that emotionally shows that you must have been a good worker, right?
Yeah.
If you were a dud and they were kind of just like, okay, we'll see you
We
later.
don't need ya.
We don't
It's
need
like, well, I'm not really going to be missed here. But if they're like, no, please don't go, then it's like, okay, you were probably an asset to this company.
Yeah.
And so that you have to take it as a compliment in that regard.
I think at the end of the day, if your last shift is on the Friday, Maggie, you got to tell them soon.
You have to.
They've got to prepare for you to be gone.
I also don't think it's going to be, well, in regards to my workplace, we had somebody finish on Friday.